to Asia Speak 2019, brought to you by International Youth Center Kuala Lumpur, live from IPB Bogor, Indonesia. This is going to be a very second session of our great interesting topic, which is zero hunger and building climate resilience for food security and nutrition. First of all, I would like to say congratulations both of you for being a part of our panelists and your essays. I read your essay just now. It's really interesting because it really moved me. What's actually the topic that you guys share? And can you just share about who actually are you Phidju?
Hello everyone. My name is Phidju Marrin Sagala. I am from IPB University. And I am the second year student and majoring geophysics and meteorology, IPB University. Thank you.
All right, you are Miss Mew. Can you introduce a little bit yourself? Everyone wants to know. You're from Vietnam, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hello, everybody. My name is Huyen. I am 23 years old, being a fifth-year student in my university in Vietnam. So my major is about agriculture, economic, and finance. Currently, now I am an exchange student in the management department at IPB. So it's really nice to meet all of you guys here.
All right, thank you, Mai. Mai from Vietnam, a part of our neighbor, Vietnam. Have you guys been to Vietnam before? No. Oh, you should go there, and you will forget to come back. All right. All right. Our last but not least panel, Mr. Shukeri. Right? Can you introduce yourself?
Okay, first of all, hello everybody. Hello everyone. How are you? Actually, when I came here yesterday during the rehearsal, I feel very interested on the scenery here, whereby I can see all the students was very friendly. A big hand for you yourself. Woo! And before I introduce myself, I would like to say something regarding our friendship between Malaysia and Indonesia. Okay? Malaysia and Indonesia was a good friend since years back. And I want to prove to all of you that we are a good friend. Okay? We are a good friend because we know the song from each country. Okay? Can you guys help me? Yeah. Okay, when I sing this song, you continue and sing together with me.
Okay, guys, can you just
okay,
together?
For this one.
All right.
Indonesia song. Okay. Perjalanan ini. Yes, that's the first proof that I really know about Indonesia. Second one, do you know about Malaysia? Okay, can you continue this song? Isabella.
Oh ya, bagaimana ini?
Kisah.
Kamu hidup zaman apa ini dong?
Yeah, okay, big hand for all of you. Thank you. Okay, that's the first proof that we are friends, serumpun. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good afternoon to all of you. My name is Mohammad Shukeri. I'm from the Ministry of Youth. Now designated as the officer of Youth and Sports, and stationed now in Miri, Sarawak, whereby our obligation is we are responsible in the youth and sports development. In Indonesia, we call it something related to pemuda dan olahraga. What do we call here? Renpora, okay. And today I'm going to share with you guys a lot of inputs regarding what can youth contribute in achieving zero hunger. And I'm really proud because me myself was the product of Ministry of Youth in Rakan Muda program, whereby this Rakan Muda program promoted 9 lifestyle, and it really focused on volunteerism. So stay tuned, and I will share more input during next session. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Shukeri. Okay, Mr. Phidju,
Mr.
you are mahasiswa from
IPB University, yeah.
University Bogor, yeah. You want to introduce
Okay.
PowerPoint or something?
Okay.
Alright.
In this session, I will present my presentation about my essay. Maybe operator can show the presentation right here, right now.
All right.
Operator.
The PowerPoint.
PowerPoint.
Mr.
Okay.
Phidju. Okay.
Okay, my essay about zero hunger, and as student, what we can do to decrease how much the like food has been wasted every day and every year. Okay. So for the first, what is food security? World Food Organization defines food security as a situation where all people have sufficient amounts of safe and nutritious food for a healthy and active life. Yeah, every day we can eat in the canteen. Yeah, every day, and when we're hungry we can eat, but we don't know how people out there is getting his food again. And then, what is really happening? Is there any problem? Yeah, myself thought that I can still live with all the needs that have been fulfilled until now. Yeah, my parents cost me money to my life here, my student life here, and yeah, we will try to get some facts. There is a close relationship between climate change and agricultural production. That's what I learned in my majoring. And then, first of all, we must see that Asian map. Most of Asian continent are located in tropical and also subtropical areas. It means that this Asia receive more energy from the sun, like solar energy, more than what energy that has been received in the polar side. And then with around 3 billion people and an area 44.58 million kilometers square. And then Indonesia, I choose this country, yeah, because I am Indonesian, right? So Indonesia is located on the equator, which receives a lot of solar energy. Therefore, Indonesia has biodiversity, which is supported by geographical conditions and lowland, abundant sunshine, rainfall, which is almost even distributed throughout the year. Yeah, this is the map how solar energy in all the area. You can see that in Indonesia on equator, the color is red. It means that solar energy is really intensive in the mid of the globe of the Earth, and then up to the polar, it's getting cooler. And then, yeah, this fact talk about 140 million food insecure people in the Southeast Asia region, and Indonesia has 19.4 million Indonesians still experience hunger. Wow. And then what makes this happen? We know that Indonesia stated and located in the equator will receive more energy and biodiversity, but why Indonesia still, yeah, we know hunger happens. Main causes is, one, is poverty. World Bank said that more than 40% of the world's poor are in the developing countries. And then second one is area of disaster. The Southeast Asian region is a disaster-prone area. So from this map, we can see so many volcanic mountains in the area of Indonesia too. And Southeast Asia region is an area prone to tsunami, earthquakes, landslide, and also floods and hurricanes. And we can conclude that disasters also damage agricultural land and cause thousands of livestock casualties, as well as facilities, infrastructure, and other property. All of this will be the cause of transient food insecurity in the region. And then it turns out there is also a correlation between natural disasters and climate change that occurs. That's what I learned in my major. For example, since 1990, the annual increase in temperature has increased by around 0.3 degrees Celsius in all seasons. And I will say that this is a really high temperature if this, this temperature is increased. And then rising sea levels, and then seawater is getting warmer and will be threatened by biodiversity. Okay, some facts about food in this session. For the first, food waste in Indonesia for a year reaches 13 million tons and should be consumed by 28 million people. And then second one is 19.4 million people can be covered by Indonesian food waste in a year. And the third one is 1.3 billion tons of food is wasted every year in the world, and Indonesia contributes 21 million tons, as quote from the World Food Day Indonesia. And then, yeah, myself when I eat, sometimes I left maybe more than one rice in my plate. And imagine if 287 million Indonesians leaves one grain of rice on their plates after eating. In fact, not always one grain of rice is left on the plate, but more than that. And then, this is what solution that I can give to you guys. And this program is from my organization that I followed. Maybe operator can play the video. Halo, perkenalkan, nama saya Phidju Sagala, saya dari Institut Pertanian Bogor, dan pada kesempatan ini saya akan mengikuti challenge dari Youth Agriculture IAS LCPB 2018, di mana dalam 3 hari ke depan saya akan memakan oatmeal sebagai makanan pengganti nasi di pagi hari. Saya juga ingin mendukung program food diversification di Indonesia, di mana kita makan bukan hanya dari nasi saja, melainkan masih banyak makanan-makanan lainnya yang terdapat sumber karbohidrat yang tinggi di dalamnya. Saya juga ingin menantang kalian, terkhusus teman-teman saya Rizky Joseph, Syafira, dan Mohammad Anbiya untuk mengikuti challenge ini. Kalian juga bisa swipe ke samping untuk melihat trailer social campaign dari IAS LCPB, dan kalian juga bisa melihat full videonya di YouTube IAS LCPB untuk social campaign Youth Agriculture 2018. Terima kasih, dadah! Okay, that's the solution that I want to share with you. This video explain about what solution that we want to give. Explain about, yeah, we know our primarily food is rice, right? But yeah, it's not just talk about rice, but also many food that we can eat every day, like a bread or something else to be, yeah, we can eat it in the breakfast or lunch, and not just about rice. Yeah, in this case, I also have the right to act and play a role in preventing or correcting problems that have occurred. So, and some related stakeholders about this theme, that is, the number one is government. Government should have prioritized the interest of the farmers in discussing agricultural issues. Maybe in Indonesia, so many cases that explain the farmers don't get merugi, the farmers merugi karena harga di pasar tidak sesuai dengan work hard yang dia buat gitu. Terus the second one is the companies. Ya, the companies seharusnya memberikan dampak yang baik bagi lingkungan sekitar companies-nya, soalnya yang saya baca masih banyak yang merugikan wilayahnya terhadap especially for the environment. The third one is relevant supervisory body. It is very necessary for a wise supervisory body to carry out its duties so that the management of existing natural resources can also be considered properly and sustainable agriculture can be created. And the fourth one is health agency. health agency has the task to to be explanation and education regarding food and nutrition is needed by the community. And the last one is the climate expert, because the prediction of weather and climate to produce maximum production is really important. And then, yeah, my current position is as a student who can convey all aspiration based on facts and deliver them clearly. Start from myself and try to get people around me to do this same thing, that is eating food until it runs out. Then this pattern is expected to spread and become a habit. Yeah, thanks. That's my whole presentation.
All right, thank you, Phidju. Really wonderful. It's not easy to present in after lunch, you know. Give a round of applause to Phidju. You know. All right, please welcome Miss Miu from Vietnam. Mai, please share something that from your perspective.
So before I share something about the topic I will presentation about today, so firstly let me share a little about my experience in here. So this is not the first time I came here. This is the second time I study in management department. Thank you so much.
Oh, ramai supporternya ya dari management ya. Alright.
Yeah. The first time I came here because the Sami summer cross in August 2018, and just only stay here in 10 days. I think that is not enough for me. So the second time here is really luckily that I decide to be a exchange student in here, and I will stay here until the last day of May. So I think after 4 months in here, I can speak Bahasa and Indonesian languages a little, that I can speak with the local people when I go to Bara, and to buy food for myself, and also to negotiation with the local in here to reduce the price for me. And for the topic today, I would like to talk about the sustainable food security in the developing country under the climate change, some challenges and solutions. So the reason why I choose this topic, I think that climate change is always increase every day because the people always working, the people always release the carbon dioxide. So they increase the climate change every day. And for the next generation, for our children, for our future, it's really need to show this problem first before we think to another thing. Because if we don't have a sustainable food, we cannot have a sustainable economy. Then I will present my PowerPoint presentation now. Can I borrow? Yeah. Firstly, let's talk about global hunger index. I collect the data from the FAO resources. So the global hunger index shows that the difference between the rich country and the poor country, then the amount they waste the food and the amount that the poor country don't have the food enough to eat. So it's really easily can be seen in Vietnam, in the northern mountain region, especially in the ethnic minority, they don't have enough food to eat. In other way, in the urban area, they waste a lot of food, and the food they think that is not really limited resources. And, the amount of the food waste in the rich country is 222 million tons, and compared with the net production of food in South Africa is 230 million tons. So it's really a problem that we need to show first. And besides that, the climate change is really stuck with the global warming. Because the government in around the world need to deal with the global hunger index first. So the climate change is like a second competitor with the global hunger index. So of course, the climate change occurs around the world, but in Asia, it's almost effectively in Vietnam, Indonesia, Myanmar, Cambodia, and Philippines. So let's turn back to my specific country, Vietnam. They have, in 2016, the proof showed that more than 2,000 billion of USD from the production of crop damaged from disaster. So Vietnam is really in the enormous problem now. And finally, we have to mention about the influence factor that's joined in this problem. Firstly, about the government. The government play a very important role in controlling the climate change because they will enhance individual awareness. You know that the climate change and the food security also got a problem with the population increasingly. Because if you, especially in the rural area, if they have a market in-house, they will not handle with the food how they can have my kids to go to university or school because in rural area they really lack education. And another role of government is support to the enterprise and company. In my country, the enterprise and company, if they want to adopt a new technology in production food or something like crop, they need to have a huge investment and the money from where? From the government. So they need to have a policy to support the enterprise and company. This is also promulgate population policy like family planning to have 2 kids in one house. Yeah. Another factor will be really important is FAO because this organization will support fund and it implement some project to increase the crop from the way to make production food in Vietnam. Yeah. And the third one is enterprise and company. As I mentioned before, they really afraid to be the first one to adopt new technology in our country because in my country, they really lack education and some specific skill in control and manage the technology. Yeah, so addressing for that the research institution must be linking with the enterprise and company to think about a training about the farm technique skill. Yeah, about the research institution. So the role of them is analyzes a technology. Vietnam is different with another country. You too, Indonesia is also different with Vietnam about the climate change, about the weather. So the role of research institution is analyzing and think about the fit technology to adapt to each country. And just in case that we cannot return to the greeny environment, we cannot to live in the fresh environment and have to live with climate change. We have to have exist seed or green or breed to keep living in this city. And finally, about the citizen, they will have a role enhance their awareness about the population increase and the way they're using food. Yeah, that's all is my presentation. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mai, from Vietnam. This is my humble sharing with you. This is my first time be part of a moderator between students. You know, I normally interview politicians, celebrity, CEO, and all. And how she present, both of you guys are very, very talented. This is how to show that IPB University Bogor have talents that have to show around the world. This is a medium of Asia Speak. That's why we are promoting the youth to speak. That's why we are bringing also Mr. Shukeri to tell what is the youth's role in Malaysia. Please welcome.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Moderator. May I stand up? Okay, first of all, I'm going to share with all of you regarding the role of Ministry of Youth in Malaysia. Of course, as been mentioned by me myself just now, the role of Ministry of Youth is to introduce and to produce more and more youth to be volunteer, part of the objective. So, in Malaysia, every year we produce more and more volunteer. For example, one of the product is Michael, just now, the pedal. Faisal, who went to Vietnam and some other country in Asia region. For example, me myself was the product of Rakan Muda. It reminds me back during 2004. I think it was the disaster in Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken, was the tsunami in Aceh. Okay, I was one of the Rakan Muda members. Okay, one of the Rakan Muda members, and I think back in 2004, December, if I'm not mistaken, and our team went to Aceh. Okay, only 4 of us, not me, 4 of my friends went there. Just imagine, that 4 volunteer was youth and funded by themselves. Okay, all right. During the session, during the tsunami, it was very difficult for us to communicate with the Aceh side. Okay, so what we have done is we have one student there, one Aceh student who study in our university, and then we sit together with him and ask what can we help. Okay, so during the session discussion, we have find out that they need food. They really need food. So what have been done by Rakan Muda, Secretary Rakan Muda in our university? They collected some fund and they bought food. Okay, they bought food and fly it to Aceh. During that time, I think Malaysia have one station there. Okay, one station, so-called as Pusat Operasi. Okay, okay, whereby they distribute all the foods to the needy. Okay, in this area, what I'm going to share to you is the food accessibility was critically cannot be connected during the disaster. Okay, in Indonesia, for example, okay, in Indonesia, I think earthquake is very common. Am I right? And every year you're going to face the same thing, so-called as food crisis. Am I right? So, what is the role of you guys as a youth to start a new step to help, to connect, and to connect the unconnected by providing the accessibility to prevent and to stop the food hunger during the disaster? First, you must empower the youth power. Okay? Youth power. How you're going to help yourself as a youth? Okay? As simple as, number 1, you know who you are. Okay? You know who you are. Okay? I quoted the song just now. Perjalanan ini, sambung? Lagi? That's the right quotation. The victims stay alone. But if you, the Indonesian, didn't help the victims, who else to help? Am I right? So, hopefully, today is going to be the very first step for all of you to join volunteer. Okay? Is it okay? Okay. For the first one is to be yourself as a good Indonesian. Second one is to use the specialty that you have. Okay? For example, in Malaysia, we have introduced Dasar Belia Malaysia. Okay? Which one of the focus group, we go for special interest group, SIG. Okay? We are focusing on special interest group, which is focusing on, we didn't put a barrier for us to access with the youth, no matter what are their interests. For example, in Malaysia, okay, I'd like to share another experience, how we handle the victims, the flood victims in 2015. Okay, 2015, there is 2 events of flood, one in Kelantan, and another one is, I think, in Sarawak. At my place, Miri Sarawak, and how we connected all the youth is by, we need one leader to coordinate all those things. I think most of the leader came from the NGOs, registered NGOs. I think the affiliate to MBM, and a few of them from Sarawak, they came from Seberkas, okay, who leads the so-called as one simple program ad hoc. Okay, so what we have done is we choose those people and try to gather them. For example, we gather the 4-wheel drive owner, those who are very interested to and participate in 4-wheel drive challenge, okay, to transport the food to the affected area. Okay, there's 2 steps, and inshallah I will continue again for the next session.
All right, thank you, Mr. Shukeri. Please give a round of applause to Mr. Shukeri, all the way from Malaysia. For the second set, we will go more deeper dive on the zero hunger and building climate resilient for foods and security and nutrition. Stay tuned for Asia Speak 2019 live from IPB Bogor, Indonesia. We'll be back soon. Thank you very much. Kuala Lumpur, live from IPB Indonesia. Hello. Hello, my name is Nazrul Azizi from Asia Youth Academy. As you know that zero hunger is a part of the social, from the SDG goals. It's number 2 of the SDG goal. All right, our topic today is relating to the SDG goals. All right, zero hunger and building climate resilient for food and security. As you know that food security exists when all people at all times have a physical and economic access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food that meet dietary needs and food preference for active and healthy lifestyle. I'm quoting from the World Food Summit 1996. All right. My first question is, what is just now you just present our second presenting. I want to quote again. In 2016, 850 million people hungry in Asia. Yeah. I was surprised. I thought that in Africa is the biggest hungry in the world, but no, it's in Asia. It's the biggest in the world.
Exactly.
So my first question is that really climate change effects of the hungry people. All right. That's my question to you.
So your question is
what did exactly the climate change is effect to hungry people, and how it relating to the Vietnam's people?
Okay.
Right.
So I'm sorry about my mistake.
Yeah.
About the climate change affected in Vietnam. So at I presentation before, my country, Vietnam, is the most affected country beside under the climate change, beside Philippines, Myanmar, Cambodia, and Indonesia. So the instances weather really give a negative reflection in the living standard and the cultivation habitat of the Vietnamese. And I can give the short example about this. For example, the southern area, especially in Mekong Delta, is the really important place that the rice production is concentrated. But now, because of the climate change, the area paddy field decreasing significantly because of erosion, salinization, and furthermore, the leading to extremely it's leading to extremely productivity is very low. So the farmers really cannot deal with this problem. They can easily to give up to production food because the cost, the profit from production food is really cannot cover production cost. So it's really extremely problem because there is no one production food for us.
All right, thank you. Back to our second panelist from IPB Bogor, Indonesia.
Okay.
Just now you shared about your challenge and everything on the hungry. Okay, what's actually your life experience about this topic?
Okay. I will try to answer, Mr. So I was born in Mentawai. Maybe some of you know or don't know about it. Mentawai Island is located in West Sumatra, Indonesia. And that's a really small island if we compare to Indonesia. Yeah, I was born in that place. And in my memories, in 2007, I feel and my parents and also my friends also feel how earthquakes is really getting hard and big. And that's make a tsunamis. And yeah, praise the Lord, my parents, yeah, just fine about it. And then, yeah, the hungers problem in my village is caused by the disaster. Yeah, Mentawai Island, maybe in 2019, in a day, my mom said to me that almost 100, more than 100 earthquakes are happens in my village. And that's make our society and our land is really poor. Because, yeah, after the earthquake has been happens, our home will be crushed, and then we build again, and then earthquakes come again, and that's earthquakes is unpredictable, right? And that's make, yeah, maybe rich people in my village don't want to build a big house for that because sometimes it will be crushed by the earthquakes. And then from this fact, I have been to the small village in my island, and that's problem is, yeah, the society just eat from the like banana every day and also the corn, because the distributed of rice in my village is yeah, unsustained. That's one of the big problem in my village. Yeah, earthquakes. Our focus is earthquake happens, and then my island is, our home has been crushed, and then earthquakes again, and yeah, that there is no problem to predict how earthquakes will become. Yeah, that's all, Mister.
All right, thank you, Phidju. There's a really wonderful life experience that I resonate. I wish they resonate everyone, because our first set just now is people doing good because the life experience that they go through in their life. That's why I really inspire that what you're doing right now because of your life experience. Okay, back to our Mr. Shukeri. Just now I mentioned to you about the biggest hunger people in the world is in Asia. Not many people know about that, right? 115 million people hunger every day and sleep hungry every day in Asia alone. All right? So my question is, how can we improve the food accessibility by relating and in our role of the community in enhancing this problem as like food access and so on?
Okay, thank you for the question. I would like to share my slide regarding how we're going to improve the accessibility to the food. Okay, okay, right. Okay, can we move to the slide? Thank you.
Right.
No, the other one. Another one. Sorry. Okay, while waiting for them to provide me with the slides, I think there's another one slide. Okay, okay. Before continuing to maybe sharing some fact on food hunger, let me continue on my point just now on the role of the youth. Okay, okay. For the youth, I've shared with you the two important steps. Okay, and for the next steps, for you right after you know yourself, and then you must know your strength. Okay, I think you all are familiar with the SWOT analysis. Am I right? Okay, you must know what is your strength. Okay, for example, in Malaysia, what we have done is me and my team, ourselves, we have conducted, okay, a simple SWOT analysis to identify, okay, the special interest group. For example, just now I mentioned to you on the youth that is very familiar with four-wheel drive, and they have the four-wheel drive so that they can mobilize the food, okay, food ads during the disaster. And then we also want to recognize and to utilize those who are good in ICT. What is ICT? What is ICT? What is ICT? No idea, okay? A simple word on ICT is just a simple English for you guys to understand, is related to information technology, okay? Okay, in this field, for example, we need Insta-famous.
Sorry?
You know Insta-famous? I think Indonesia is more familiar with YouTubers. YouTubers, am I right? Okay, it's a role for those celebrity to put on their site or website or maybe social media on the awareness to be volunteer. Okay, for example, I think Indonesia, they have more than 10 million YouTubers. Am I right? And they really make money on this. Okay, so it will help by promoting this volunteer work, and so as some ad hoc program, okay, to provide people with ad. Okay, can we proceed with the slide? Regarding the how we empower, Ministry of Youth empower the youth to be a volunteer. Okay, in other segmentation, we also help them to be volunteer that can work independently. For example, you can see Faisal just now. They can also not only can work as a volunteer, but he are able to recruit more and more people. Okay. For example, I hope that Faisal, you should recruit more and more volunteer here. Okay, and maybe you can work with alumni and to help. I hope that for the next step, if Indonesia face disaster, I can see Faisal and his team from IPB. Okay? Alright? Okay Faisal lah? Okay. Bagilah tepukkan sikit untuk Faisal, bagi semangat. Okay, alright. Sudah kan?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so
Okay. Still wrong slide.
tapi aku masih buat yang
This one is for the third session. Okay, never mind. Okay, for the food access, okay, as we know that food access, okay, is a matter of how people access to the food chain. Okay, in the world, as we mentioned by our moderator just now, okay, it's about more than 500 million people suffering and went to bed in hunger. Just imagine, 5/100 million. Okay, bukan 100, bukan 200, tetapi 500 juta out of the population. The population is 7 billion. 7 billion. And the most affected area was Asia. Okay, Asia, whereby 17% 17% out of the population affected by hunger. Why? There's only one problem, which is so-called as economic problem, defined as scarcity. Okay? Do you know what is scarcity? 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 Okay? Scarcity can appear once there's a problem of shortage of supply. Okay? There is two consequences. First is because those people have insufficient income to buy at least staple food. What is the staple food for Indonesia? Rice. How about Vietnam? Also rice. Okay? And same as Malaysia, our staple is rice. Okay? So that when we are defining the definition of the accessibility just now, it refers more on the ability for us to purchase at least the basic need, which is the staple food. But what happened in Asia, okay, most of people who are living in the urban country face the what we call as kemiskinan bandar in bahasa Malaysia, or urban poor. Okay, due to insufficient income. Why are they facing the insufficient income? Okay, why are they facing this insufficient income? Because most of the portion of the income was used for other basic needs. What are the basic needs? Education, medication, and so on. So, in a way, for us to improvise and to access them to the food supply is by providing them with some incentive or subsidy. For example, in Malaysia, okay, even our own minister, okay, Yang Berhormat Tuan Syed Saddiq, he came to visit the homeless, okay, to know what is the actual problem of the homeless, okay. Okay, they visited the homeless to know what are the main factor they are living homeless, okay. And we're still waiting for some finding from the visit, and we hope that we can solve for the problem. And not only that, okay, for the urban area who are facing the urban poor, okay, most of them, those who are living in poor condition, it will increase the crime rate, okay, in crime rate. Why? Because they have to steal, they have to do criminal in order for them to gain money to buy food. So, what is our role? What is our role is also to help them passively and actively. Okay, passively, what we can do is by sharing this info, by giving this info to those people who are able to cater them with some aid. And the second one is by active way, by joining the volunteerism and to supply the food to the needy. For example, in Malaysia, we have a program whereby it was named by Dapur, something like Dapur, whereby the volunteer gather the farm
Soul
and
kitchen.
sorry?
Soul kitchen.
Soul kitchen, yes. Soul kitchen, sorry. Soul kitchen, okay. They gather all the aid from all people, the community, okay, and they cook together voluntarily, and they went to the town area to distribute the food, okay. I think it's enough for me to answer this question.
Thank you, Mr. Shukeri, from Malaysian Youth and Sport. Thank you so much for the explanation. I will go to Mai about the global warming, but we will go for the break for a while. Stay tuned for Asia Speak 2019 live from IPB Bogor, Indonesia. We'll be back soon shortly. Thank you.
Asia Speaks 2018 Sustainable Asia.
Asia Speaks 2019 akan berlangsung di IPB University Bogor, Indonesia dan anda berpeluang untuk mendengar secara live melalui Nu Radio pada hari Khamis 28 Februari 2019 jam 10 pagi hingga 6 petang waktu Indonesia.
Hi, my name is Jason Yu and I'm here to talk about my essay entitled ASEAN Youth Empowerment Through the Development of Agriculture and Fisheries Sector.
Nu Radio, music Malaysia terkini.
Asia Speaks 2019. Asia Speaks Chapter Indonesia is a partnership program between IPB University Indonesia, International Youth Centre Malaysia, Asian Youth Council and supported by Ministry of Youth and Sports Malaysia that aims to capture the access component of food security, improve the social and economic well-being of Asia and people through youth volunteerism and social innovation. Asia Speaks 2019 happening on 28 February, 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Stream live on New Radio.
IYC, also known as International Youth Centre, is a youth development centre for internationalization of youth equipped with conductive and cheerful and pleasant customer service. Its mission to develop IYC as a centre for internationalization knowledge for youth together with facilities youth development. Ever wondered what IYC does? Visit www.iyckul.org.my and search for IYC Malaysia on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube.
IPB adalah kampus inovasi yang merupakan ladang persemaian yang kondusif bagi generasi milenial untuk menjadi teknopreneur dan sociopreneur yang selanjutnya diharapkan bisa memberikan kontribusi untuk kemajuan bangsa ini. Dengan revolusi industri 4.0, maka kita dituntut untuk bisa menguasai dan mengaplikasikan teknologi-teknologi baru tersebut untuk kemajuan pertanian Indonesia. Dan IPB punya tanggung jawab besar untuk bisa mengawal proses transformasi ini sehingga pertanian kita menjadi pertanian yang modern.
Ayo bergabung menjadi agen perubahan untuk Indonesia.
Speaks 2018 Sustainable Asia.
Hi, welcome to Asia Speak 2019, brought to you by International Youth Centre Kuala Lumpur, live from IPB Bogor, Indonesia. Our last set today for the second session, topic on zero hunger and building climate resilient for food security and nutrition. All right, really great discussion because I don't expect the discussion really fruitful after lunch, right? So, yeah. Just now I just asked you a question about climate change. As you know, the US President Donald Trump has cast a doubt on his report on the government warning about the climate change. He denied at all about the climate change. He tried to pretending to the whole world that nothing happened about the climate change. So I want to ask you questions. What is the specific solution on the global warming in the Vietnam itself?
So, absolutely for the prevent the climate change in Vietnam, the best way is adopting new technology. And when the farmer can adopting new technology, they can like control everything inside the temperature, humidity, using the dripping water from the technology, new innovation to like control everything in their expectation. It's like, for example, in my home university, I have a small research about the efficiency economic of adapting new technology in production melon. And this technology is from Israel. And the results show us that instead of having two crops in the traditional way, now after they adopting new technology, they have three crops in one year. And of course, the profits from the modern way is always higher than the traditional way. And this is the reason why the farmer need to adapt new technology to have like more motivation to producing and keep them and encourage them to produce and keep our like food security is still sustainable. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We are waiting for a question from the floor. Any question from the floor? Question from the floor? I've been informed there is a question from the floor.
By promoting culture, maintaining culture, macam mana dia boleh bantu zero hunger?
All right, can I ask Who is a Zakia SS? Zakia SS. Oh, give her an applause, Zakia SS. There's a mystery gift to you. Can you stand up so the organizer can just see you? All right. Tepuklah sikit. All right. The questions to Mr. Puji. How could you ensure the sustainability of your food diversification challenge with IAAS? What are the strategies?
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Zakia, for the question. Okay, first of all, I must introduce our organization. My organization is International Association in Agriculture, Agriculture and Related Sciences in IPB, local committee IPB. And we have program like Food Diversification Challenge. That's a program to invite all the young people, or maybe all the people who has maybe following my Instagram. And then in my Instagram, I must to like upload the video that I wanna challenge everyone to don't eat the rice as a primarily food, maybe in the breakfast or the lunch, maybe for three days.
Puji, wait. Your university, they have a new research. Do you know that rice come from the corn?
Yeah.
That we are trying in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Can you just share something to the world about that? Because we are live telecast to the 48 countries about this.
Okay.
Promote your university products.
Okay.
Yeah.
For example, we can eat another food beside of rice, like like Mr. Nazrul said that IPB University has the product like the rice, but this rice has made by the corn, and then in this program we can eat it in 3 days, and we can share it to our friends and then also our family or also our social media to invite them to do the same thing. It will be, this must be, I ensure this program is the program to mendukung sustainability with IAS. And then what are the strategies? Yeah, like that. I just share to everyone in my social media that I eat like bread every three days in the breakfast, and that's really funny, I think. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Puji. That's what is that? All right. Our next question, Red Man Clothes. Who's the Red Man Clothes? Red Man Clothes. Wow. Where? Oh yeah, Red Man. Okay, Red Man Clothes. Can you pass any gift to Mr. Red Man Clothes? All right. His question is, how can things to move from we need rice to we can eat other beside rice? Wow. At the moment, changer of a rice is not easy as tasty as a rice. Yeah, that's right, Mr. Red Man. And thank you. So I want to ask, maybe Miss Vietnam, you have something different about, because I'm eating rice in small. Maybe you have something else back in the Vietnam.
So in Vietnam, they also have the same habitat with all of you in here. That rice is the main thing. But about the question, we need rice, and we need to move from we need rice to we can eat another beside rice. So it depends on your awareness, your habitat. Like you can change rice. Instead of using rice, you can use the sweet potato, or just something like vegetable. Like it's really good for your stomach ache.
Are you practicing that sweet potato?
Yeah,
Wow. That's why you are so thin. Yeah.
Actually, in my dorm now, I not usually eat rice, but
slim.
Instead of that, I use sweet potato instead of rice, and also use the red rice, the brown rice. They could have the same flavor and the taste with the rice, but if you don't want to eat rice, just try to eat vegetable, something that some have a carb inside to give you full energy for all day. Yeah.
That's good. Do you know that the most healthiest vegetable in the world is the sweet potato? You know that? All right. So the third question is, I guess, for who's this? Can you just
Anonymous.
rise?
Supermarket and all at the grocery. Sorry. So
wait, where is Miri located?
Miri was located on northern part of Sarawak, and Sarawak was in Borneo, in the island of Borneo. Do you know? Have you been there? Miri Sarawak? No. Okay. For example, in Miri, okay, previously they have practiced and successfully they have implemented this rule whereby whoever want to purchase any groceries in supermarket, there is no plastic bag supplied by the supermarket. If and only if they want to use this plastic bag, they will be charged with 20 cents. Okay, so they charge a cost, additional cost for those who are shopping at the shopping complex, so that it really works, and most of people, they bring their own paper bag, okay, for the to do shopping, okay. And the latest one is, I think most of our fast food restaurant in Malaysia, they try to reduce the usage of straw. Do you know straw? Straw, okay. Right now in Malaysia, most of the fast food restaurant, they won't provide us with straw, okay. So
jangan marah ya kalau datang ke Malaysia, Pak, di mana strawnya Pak? Kita nggak provide straw di
nggak
Malaysia.
ada Pak. Yeah. Okay, so you have to bring your own straw, long-lasting straw, which is made by other than plastic, or maybe you can purchase at a very high price for that, which means that there is additional cost. In economics, we call it as a barrier, a mechanism for us to prevent somebody to do some bad things. We call it barrier. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Last word, Ms. Phidju. Anything you want to conclude from this hunger topics?
About this question, okay. From myself, Bogor City is the one city in Indonesia which make a rules that supermarket will not able to use plastics if the people buy something in the supermarket. And then maybe BEM KMIPB last 2 days has maybe served the like tumbler and also like that, and it will we as a student can use it to maybe to go to the university. You can use it, which is we don't have to buy minuman like in your table. That will be a make rush in our environment. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Phidju. Miss Mai, any last words about this topic?
Okay, about the last conclusion for this topic, I really want to share about my idea, the last idea about the food bank. So the people in here may be very familiar with the food bank. That I want to mention is in two terms. The first one, the food bank that you can collect the food, the leftover from the restaurant and the household to contribute them to the poor people. And the second term about the food bank, they will related to institute researcher. They will try to analyze it and make something to make a new product, a new seed, a new breed to new future. Just in case we can come back to the greeny environment, and we still live in the with climate change. So just look at your box in the table, finish everything, just leave the plastic bag again and put it in the garbage, and don't waste your food, never.
All right, thank you, Miss Mai from Vietnam. All right, Mr. Shukeri from Malaysia.
Okay.
Any last word from this topic?
Okay, from me, as per mentioned just now, by promoting the volunteer, of course, we are going to help more and more people by taking part in collecting, for example, collecting food, fund, and distributing food for the needy. The second one is, not only that, you as the youngsters, okay, the millennium, okay, hopefully you can also contribute by practicing the all culture. Okay, for example, Malaysia, Indonesia have all culture which is very good. For example, the culture of having in Malaysia we call is kenduri. Okay, kenduri. You know kenduri? Here we call it undangan. Undangan. That was the culture that been forgotten by the youngsters nowadays. For example, during the ceremony of maybe solemnization, okay? Normally, people invited those who are wealthy. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, undangannya semua yang kaya-kaya. Semuanya bersaing untuk menunjukkan barang kemasnya siapa yang lebih cantik, bajunya siapa lebih cantik, tasnya lagi cantik. Dan if possible, you guys need to make a new step, a new move. Hopefully, once you are getting married, for example, during your kesyukuran, ask those who are in need, for example, the fakir and the miskin, to attend to your ceremony. Okay, because in Islam, it is recommendable for us to invite those who are in need. Fakir, miskin, anak yatim, and so on. Okay. Another one I want to stress on, not only the youth, but the government also play the dominant role in improving the accessibility of the food. For example, the first one is the government can enhance the methods of the redistribution of income. By what? Is by promoting, okay, the tax exemption for those company or private sector who contribute in the volunteer work and so on. Other than that, the government also have to enhance the redistribution method, redistribution of income method by also awarding the special incentive, okay, to the company. For example, by having this kind of program, they will be awarded with some sort of incentive. For example, they will be superior than other company. Okay, and another one is for government, NGOs, volunteer, and individuals also must work together. Okay, to guide the less fortunate to earn more through entrepreneurship. For example, in Malaysia, okay, there is one body in Selangor, okay, named by Lembaga Zakat Selangor, okay, which is very they are very committed in helping the needy, okay, the needy, whereby they help the needy throughout by giving and providing them with skills, okay, to improve their skills in making something for them to sell and to be an entrepreneur. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Shukeri. As you know, that zero hunger and building climate resilience for food security and nutrition are very tough topics. And three of the panelists, they deliver very fruitfully. And I wish that, thank you very much to Mr. Puji, Mr. Shukeri, and Ms. Mai from Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia. We discussed a very deep topics and a very critical issue that we have to work together, hands by hands, walk by walk to settle this issue together. And thank you so much to our sponsors, thank you to our organizers, and thank you to IPB Bogor, Indonesia, and IYC, International Youth Center, Kuala Lumpur, be part of the Asia Speak 2019 for the second session. Thank you very much. See you soon. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nazrul Azizi, for leading this second session. Round of